When you look at the sheer scale of the arena during Backlash, the stakes of a World Heavyweight Championship match are immediately clear. At the top of this environment sits Roman Reigns, the locked and loaded champion who built his reign on methodical pacing. Then you have his challenger, Jacob Fatu. He is hungry, motivated, and as terrifying and unhinged a force as the industry has seen in years. Reigns tries to enforce his usual tempo, but Fatu absorbs a clothesline without leaving his feet, instantly launching into a flying suicide dive. He clamps on the terrifying Tongan death grip, his eyes rolling back in his head as he drives the champion straight into the post. Reigns manages to find a brief opening for his ultimate signature strike, landing a massive Superman punch and hooking the leg for the cover. But Fatu kicks out at a bare 1 count and pops right back up to his feet. That immediate recovery breaks the standard logic of a title defense. Reigns' traditional playbook is useless against that kind of stamina, and his objective drops from asserting dominance to simply surviving. The match completely loses its formal structure, as the fight spills out of the ring and turns into a brawl on the floor. Reigns escalates the violence. He drives Fatu into the steel steps and tears apart the announce table to weaponize the ringside environment. Fatu absorbs the punishment and instantly retaliates, lifting the champion up and dropping him with a powerbomb straight through that very table. Dragging Reigns back inside the ropes, Fatu maintains his offensive dominance, hitting a pop-up Samoan drop and following through with a crushing moonsault. Reigns barely escapes the sequence, getting a shoulder up at a 2.5 count. Fatu then reapplies the Tongan death grip. The hold physically cuts the air to Reigns' lungs, suffocating him in the center of the mat. The champion drops down to one knee. He is battered, losing consciousness, and pushed to the absolute edge of his physical endurance. The match reaches a turning point when the referee is inadvertently crushed in the corner, temporarily removing all authority from the ring. Reigns exploits this blind spot immediately, raking Fatu's eyes to by a fraction of a second. This chart compares Reigns' offense against Fatu's endurance. Because Fatu isn't slowing down, standard strikes can't produce a 3 count. Realizing he can't win a normal exchange, Reigns strips away the turnbuckle padding, exposing the raw steel mount underneath. With the trap set, Reigns deliberately drives Fatu headfirst into that rigid metal hardware. With Fatu finally stunned, Reigns hits a quick spear and secures the 3 count. The champion managed to avoid a loss, but only by betraying the structure of the sport and weaponizing the ring hardware to bypass his opponent's unnatural endurance. By the record books, Roman Reigns retains the World Heavyweight Championship. The gold stays with him. But the cost of that retention turns this into a textbook Pyrrhic victory, a win that inflicts so much damage it functions as a defeat. Realizing he was cheated out of a fair finish snaps whatever restraint Fatu had left. He is completely enraged, and the Samoan werewolf persona takes over entirely. Total anarchy breaks out at ringside. General Manager Adam Pearce comes out to restore order, but Fatu ignores his commands completely. He drops the defenseless champion and locks in the Tongan death grip once again, proving that match bells and referees mean absolutely nothing to him. This sequence validates the fears of everyone who wanted to keep Fatu out of the WWE. He is a legitimate menace who cannot be contained by management. Reigns manipulated the rules to survive, but by doing so, a devil has been awoken that will terrorize the rest of the industry.